We are going live, dude. Okay. So we're on Facebook. We are on YouTube. I didn't go Instagram this time because I don't know enough about it yet. I gotta still test the waters, what I wanna, if I like it or not. So besides, I can't see the comments coming here. I have to have my phone to read the comments on Instagram. So
Right.
I don't quite like that. But anyhow. Been a while since I've done a podcast. Joe is not here. I figured I'd give him a break. And I think he might not even know I'm doing this podcast right now. It's kind of spur of the moment. I know we talked a little bit about the Japan event, and you really liked, I told you about it, and you're like, dude, I want to talk about this, dude. And
yeah, I wanted to talk about it.
So I know you want to talk about it. We are bringing Andrew Kinsey on because he was at the event as well. He's the director of the PDR competition in MTE. He puts a hell of a show on that.
He does a great job.
Tons of work. He does a fantastic job. Him and his dad and his wifey.
They work their butt off.
They work their butt off, and it's a huge event. And it's the biggest event competition in the world. I would consider it.
Yeah.
However, Japan was pretty damn interesting. It was.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that because that was really interesting. Some of the stuff you were telling me about and some of the things, the innovative things they're doing, which is great.
Yeah.
Now this is the first or second time you've been there? Third time?
Well, this is my second time I've been to Japan, but not my first time I've been at the event. And we're referring to the IASRE, and it's a hard name to remember. I would like to see a nickname created for it, but I don't. Honestly, I should have done my homework. I should have maybe asked Igor what that stood for. I think it's international.
Let's just call it the Japan Expo.
Okay, we'll refer to the Japan Expo, IASRE. Let me tell you something, bro. It was good. It was good. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more relaxed. I thought it was going to not be as many people. It was everything exceeded my expectations of what it was going to be like. And I was pleasantly surprised at it. And the guys who came to do the competition brought their A game. It was good. I liked every single bit of it. I didn't want to leave, and not just because I was because I was judging the beginners. I didn't have to stay there the whole time. My plan was, honestly, this is my plan, and nobody knew this except Mary and I. We were going to go in, show face, say hi, and then go out to rest and see Osaka. That's what we were going to do. We were going to see Osaka. I didn't leave, man. I really didn't leave. And we went out for lunch, came back, and hung out the next day. It was even more intense.
Was Mary feeling the same way? She didn't want to leave either?
Mary, well, apparently Mary was busy talking too. Like, she didn't say she wanted to leave either. So it was good. Here's Andrew.
That's good then. When the wise go along with everything and they're good with everything, it makes it a lot easier on us.
Yeah. Let me bring Andrew in. Andrew just came in, dude. Andrew, what's going on, big dog?
What's going on, y'all?
How you doing, man?
I'm still trying to get my time right from Japan.
Are you really?
Yeah, we got home in one day, and then we left and went to Mississippi, and so then we came back for a few days, and it's just been crazy trying to get our sleep schedule back to normal.
Yeah, dude. I
jet lag is pretty bad when you go to Japan.
It is.
And it didn't bother me on the way there. It was just the way back.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say what's up, Andy Patrick. How you doing, dog? Vince cleared it up. It's called the International Automotive Smart Repair Exhibition. I still think we need a nickname for that. It's super hard to remember and pronounce. So, but it is called abbreviated IASRE. And what's up, Jay? J-Ma participated in that. I got a video coming. It's been a hell of a hard time videoing or like editing because there's so much going on too, by the way. The competition was we were just getting into the competition and the feel of that event, Andrew. And so we want to see what's, number one, we brought you in this because you were with me and we hung out. We had a good time. We were talking about, and then we were just saying, my anticipation was nothing like what I thought it was going to be. It was better. It was packed. I told Daniel, I said, listen, Mary and I we didn't think it was going to be as busy. So our plan was to show face, say hi to everybody. We thought we were going to say hi to maybe 50 to 100 people. That's what I was expecting. And we were going to go see Osaka during the day. That's what we were going to do. And lo and behold, we ended up staying both days all the way through, except for lunch. And that was it. So, yeah.
Now, was this your first time, Andrew?
No, I went in 2019. And that was the last time they had it. So I kind of expected, but it was the amount of people that were there was not anticipated. It was awesome to see that many people come, and even a lot of the Americans that came and stuff like that. That was really cool. So
yeah, a lot more vendors showed up, which I like to see.
Yeah, it was a good participation and all the way around. It was good. It was lively.
But you didn't have anything to do with the competition part, right?
I just did the judging, judging on the competition, on the main competition.
Who's in charge of that, doing the competition part?
I think Igor and Hiroshi, they pretty much put the dents in the cars and make sure everything's tip top shape,
So they changed things up from what Myke was telling me on how they were doing it. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so they used like a pendulum type thing the first year I was there, and it created a lot of big crowns because as that metal was getting hit upwards, it would leave that big smile. And so I told them to get one of the air cannons that Ultra sold, and I believe that's what they used for the main dents. And then I'm not sure what they used for the fender dents that were the last 8 competitors competed on the fender on a bigger damage scale.
So let me back up here. Okay. So let me make sure, first of all, I don't know why I'm out of focus here today. So let me back up about how the show, because Andy, I'm going to get to your question too, by the way. How different was the dent competitions there as opposed to MTE? Are you talking about the competitors or the competition itself? So I guess we'll answer both those questions here. So personally, it was definitely a different experience. I did like how the event went. So here's how it went. It was 2 rounds. Okay. You had 48 contestants. We're talking about the advanced. You still had to bring your A game because you have to qualify to the next round, and there's only 8 qualified people. Okay. So you didn't know if you were going to be making it to the next round. You had a little bit of a leaderboard. There's called a leaderboard where they show like the top 8, but 3 of the 8 are hidden. So you don't know if you're in or not. And you could be starting number 1, and next thing you know, you're fading out. But you don't know if you're still in it because they hide the 3. They hide the last 3.
Do you think that like creates like anticipation and
absolutely
tension?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I like that it's a little different,
I would like to see that at MTE. I'd like to see a leaderboard and
well, hold on. Let me get to that. Okay. Let me hold on. So the second round, now you have the top 8, right? Now, let me back this up. The dents are hidden, right? You know where the location's at, but you don't know what type of dent it is, right? You don't know how sharp. You don't know how big. You don't know if it's on a body line or if it's not on a body line. You just don't know. Nobody can prepare for the next day, right? Nobody can prepare a year ahead either. So you don't know what you're doing. It caused a lot of anxiety for people. Let's put it that way. Okay. I
And
liked
that's
it.
like every day. That's what we're up against every day,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Right. And
That's
it is
right.
much harder to push a dent when you don't know what the heck you're doing. Like, you don't know to mentally prepare for it yet. Okay. So boom, it goes on. Jean is obviously qualified. He was in the top 8, right? Jean Vidic. We have him interviewed and all that stuff. The video coming up. It's a great contest, dude. So I talked to Andrew, like, Andrew, what do you think, dude? Like, Andrew was like, yeah, this is good, man.
So how much time does like a competitor have to like, because they have to find tools a lot of times. They're borrowing tools and whatnot. How much
I saw
time do they?
most people on this that I saw brought their own tools. At least for the main events, I think they all brought their own tools.
Did anybody have to switch up because they're like, oh,
Happy New
I
Year, Jay.
wasn't prepared for that dent? Or
Oh yeah, I guarantee you. I mean, I'm not sure. I
so
didn't
how
talk
much
to
time
anybody.
did they have to go scramble for a certain tool?
Okay, so let me get you. So like, you know when you're supposed to go. Like, there's no, like, if you're late, you're out. Like, that's it.
Right.
Nobody's gonna wait for you. Okay.
Okay.
I was surprised how many people were like left it up to get tools from the vendors than bring their own tools. But the main people who were there, right? The guys who got into the most of them, at least I saw, they brought their tools. Okay. And you'd be surprised the tools weren't like some crazy special tool. It was like everyday mom and pop stuff, dent craft stuff, you know, older tools, whatnot. But Diego, the winner, you had 40 minutes, bro, to finish 2 dents. The dent on the fender was like that. Okay. Like that.
Okay.
Right. There was 2 sharp dents near on the pillar towards the window, at the end of the pillar towards the front windshield. Okay.
So that's a glue pulling situation. Okay. Got it.
You had 40 minutes to finish both those dents. One of the guys I was watching, I was videoing, he chewed the crap out of me and Andrew were talking about it. I was like, dude, he freaking chewed that up. And then all of a sudden we turn around and he glassed it out, dude. Like I thought it was done. Like he was like
on the glue pull part or the other one?
The fender. Like it was just
the fender, okay.
Like it was chewy. And then he all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, dude, he glassed it. I think he finished like the top 3 or 4. But Diego, the winner, finished with 18 minutes left.
Yeah.
That's how fast that guy was, dude.
That was impressive.
That's how fast.
And where's he from?
Brazil.
He's from Brazil. Yeah. And
nice.
he a very humble dude, very humble guy, right? And he has a charity thing going and whatnot. But now I think, Andy, I'm going to go back to that. And then you guys can ask any questions. You guys in January can go and say what you want to ask too. But how was the competition compared to the MTE? I think it was just as competitive because you still had some of the best techs in the world. You got Jean, you have the Brazilians, right? And Diego is going to be at the MTE. I think he's coming. He's going to be at the MTE competition. So, and there was a guy that won that, gosh, what's his name? He was European, him and his wife. And he's always won at MTE a couple times, but he didn't get into the second round. So it's kind of interesting having 2 rounds, I think, because you can't just assume that you're going to be, placing, you know what I mean? So,
well, it seems like they're creating more tension. They're creating more interest in watching a leaderboard, which makes you more pay attention to what's going on in the competition, which I think is kind of exciting, I'd start betting on that then.
Yeah. I like the leaderboard part where you can see people who are at the top, but you don't know who's in the top. Does that make sense? Like you don't know who's still, just because let's say it's just like swimming, right? Preliminaries. It doesn't, at first round or the first heat doesn't matter. As long as you're in the top 8, you don't have to glass your dent but you still want to, because you got to make sure that you get in. So, right. It doesn't let you slack off. So it's interesting. And so that brings my question. And Andrew, I and both Dan and I wanted to hear you, because I didn't really, you and I were, it was still go, go, go. When you and I were talking, we didn't get much time. We were on the boat after that. We freaking had, we were doing whatever we were doing, but we never got to talk on this part. And I, first of all, I thought it was great talking to you about that when we were there for a little bit of time. What are your thoughts? Is there, I know this year you have it set up the way you've been doing it. Are you considering any possible different things based on your experience at Japan?
I mean, I kind of like the way they do it, but then again, I don't want to copy what they're doing. So
Yeah. No, I
I'm
wouldn't
game
take
for
them.
anything. they have their style of the
I
way
think
they
a
do
leaderboard is
everything, and
not really copying anything. I think that just
yeah,
makes the audience participate more. So I think that would
yeah.
just
And
be
I know
good.
we tried that at one time, writing names down, and it just kind of,
It's
I
more
don't know.
work for you
It's
then.
just more work, but
Yeah.
it's we need to have different rounds to be able to have a leaderboard, because if there's no real, we can have a leaderboard, I guess, for the first day and the second day or something like that, but it
It's almost like you
drastically
would.
changes from day to day. When you have 2 different days doing the same dent, it's a drastic difference. So it's hard to say, what's going to be on the second day, you know?
It's and I'm just kind of ideaing it though out
Yeah.
loud. Wouldn't it be better to raise the entry fee twice as high and have maybe half the contestants and have 2 rounds?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, I like the fact that they do that.
The thing that I see that I think that needs a big change is being able to prepare for a single dent and seeing the same people win.
Yeah.
And you got to change things up so you don't have the same person winning.
Speaking of
Yep.
winner, here he is. Great seeing you guys discuss the Japan event at MTE. Definitely, I'll be there, and will be great to see you all over there. Yuri is the guy you mentioned, Myke. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. I think he's thinking about how it looked. I think he's referencing where it looked chewy and then it was glass, dude. Like it came in like 3rd or 4th. You're like, yeah, Diego, you did a freaking fantastic job. So I'm not sure if you just heard us talk about that. So yeah, well, congratulations again, dude. And yes, I'll look forward to seeing you at NTE. What'd you say, Dan?
Go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah. So no, and listen, and Andrew, we did not bring you on here to freaking like tell you how to do your thing. We said this already, bro. You do a fantastic job. And how long you been doing?
Yeah, you work your ass off,
MTE.
I don't know. It's been 15, 16 years.
Holy crap! Has it been that long already?
Yeah.
Like you've been doing it?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, dude. It's been a while.
Wow. Well, that's even deserves more friggin' thanks, dude. So thank you. You know what? You need an award for that, dude. Yeah, I
do it for all the people that come out and compete, because it's, we had all Russians when we first started, and now it's a mix of everybody. There was just a lot of Russians when we first started that followed MTE with Mark Turkish.
Yeah.
And now it's like total mix of everybody. So it's cool.
Your wifey said 15. It'll be 15 years. Yeah. What's up, April? How you doing?
April.
And listen, I am not, I'm sure you hear tons of suggestions, specifically when you're in the mix of it, right? You're in the middle of it. Oh, you need to put this dent here. You shouldn't do this. Why is it so deep? Why didn't you put it deeper? I'm sure you get all of that, dude. And it's not that you need more pressure and you need more people criticizing you and whatnot. It was just interesting seeing the Japan and then seeing how you do it. And your dents, we do know. personally. I think if you're not prepared for the
They're
MTE
harsh.
dent, they are nasty, dude. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Can I, and hopefully this won't give me, are you going to go any deeper this year?
I don't think we can with the metal that
No.
we have to
Yeah.
deal with. That's the
You got to
biggest
turn the curves back
issue
in,
is-
man.
Yeah, no, that's the biggest issue is just, when we had those old Impalas, we had no brace. You could put 8 dents in a door, and now you got all the cross bracing and all the thinner metals, and in Japan the metal's even thinner, so that makes it more difficult. I actually worked on with a car with Kinsey's crew last 2019, and that metal is just super thin, so that throws another whole loop into the barrel.
Yeah. Don't do Toyotas, dude. Please don't.
Right.
We don't have
Did anybody from Japan get in the top
I
5
think
or whatever?
the number
Yeah.
3, I think
Mhm.
the third
Mhm.
place guy or second
Mhm.
place. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
he's an older Japanese dude. I think Hugh Dago was maybe mentioning him right there. So
Okay.
he's the only one that started a rail first, and then he went to the fender. Everyone else went fender first, and then rail. And I didn't I looked at people's tools. I did a little footage of their tools they were using too, and it was some people covered up a little bit of a tip of their tool so they wouldn't show it. But I mean, honestly, it was no surprises. It's pure skill, guys. Like, there's
Yeah.
no dude. The good guys can go and get a freaking, a sprinkler freaking tool and push, dude. Not. I know tools do make a difference. I'm a big person on that, dude, and I think that's it. But if you have spent enough time, enough seat time with your tool, and that's why I try to tell people, when you're a beginner, you should only have 3 tools, and that's it. You should not be get a big giant set. It's just going to confuse you. But when you are just working with 3 tools constantly, you learn how to be efficient and very good and know that tools limits and how far you can push it and what you can do.
Yeah.
That's what these guys, every single one of these contestants, the top 8 belonged in there, and they brought their A game. These guys were very good, very fast, and they all finished their dents. So I didn't see anybody really not finish, at least that I did. Anju, did you see anybody was there anybody
No,
that didn't finish?
I think everybody finished. And like you said, with the tools, that's why a lot of people, if it was me, I'd bring my own tools just because I'm lost with somebody else's tools, even if it's a similar tool. It's just
Hasn't
I'm
been
used
broken
to
in.
my
Hasn't been
set.
trained, right?
Yeah, it hadn't been trained.
Yeah.
So to come in and borrow tools, I mean, that's another level of difficulty.
Always awkward. So was there any Japanese manufacturers there that had a booth?
I don't.
No.
I think
Isn't that
TF or
surprising?
something that had. I don't know if they
had
were
a light kind of thing, right? It wasn't like, I wouldn't call it.
Yeah, there was a light guy that made like a light board with the screens that we use to read hail lights. And then there was another group they had a hood stand over there, but I didn't really talk to them much.
Yeah.
I think I
didn't know
saw
if they
that.
were
Yeah,
selling those or.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked kind of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just clear up Diego's right. Yuri is the guy I was talking about. Like, he actually, I think you know him, Andrew. He's placed a
he's
couple times
amazing.
and won a couple times, maybe once
I think
or
he
twice.
won in 2019, I believe.
Yeah, he's dang good. I bumped into him as well, even afterwards at the thing. So yeah, Diego, thanks for correcting that. So, but there's a Japanese guy that finished 3 or 4, something like that, in there, but his name wasn't Yuri. Yeah. So now I know. I thank you for putting that name, and I know him. And I forgot his name. So yeah.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a Japanese tool company emerge from Japan, and they're.
I'm really surprised that they don't have
samurai sword maker.
Yeah,
and
right.
Making fucking badass freaking samurai PDR tools.
Here's what I got from this expo. Andrew can feel I know he's going to agree with me. The industry is getting huge, guys. It's getting big. It's getting big fast. It's
Yeah,
huge.
girl,
Yeah, the world is starting to come in.
big, it's hit a big growth spurt, I believe.
Yeah.
There's so many people starting to do training, and the Japanese are training more and more. So,
But the growth is coming from outside the United States, I think.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's both, but I mean, a lot of people are getting tested, and the body shops are having to use more glue pulling and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah, that's for sure.
it's definitely spreading.
It is spreading. It's which is bringing awareness to us. Is that's a whole new thing about a different aspect of that. My main thing is I want people to bring the value of their service up is along with their skill set, right? I think too many
Absolutely.
people are trained the wrong way. They're trained, all right, fix that dent, learn the business a second.
Yeah,
And
I
I
agree
think
with
the
that.
business should be taught with the repair, or like, hey, how much would you charge for this? All right, I have a dent here. What do you think? All right, really, let's look at the Mobile Tech RX. Let's look at your price guide. You cannot go and price something based on what you think just because you're a brand new tech, that you deserve the right to charge too low. And then you get conditioned and stuff like that. Of course, that's another podcast. I don't want to go crazy on that, but too many people actually focus on just the skill, but not the business aspect part of it. So
Now,
yeah.
did you guys talk to any of the local guys there to get a sense of like what's is the average guy mobile? Is the average guy's got a shop? Because you know rent and room is a premium in Japan because everything's so crowded.
It's
Is everybody
small.
mobile, or is there a few shops, or did you get any sense of that?
I didn't, but that is a good thing. We should probably, investigate a little bit more.
I'm curious
Um,
about that to see what
I know a lot of
they
them
do
do
business.
mobile that I follow on Facebook. I know a lot of them do mobile, and
Yeah,
if
I've
they
seen
have
the
a shop,
vans.
yeah,
They had some good little rallies with all their vans all tricked out. I was intrigued by that scene. It kind of looked like when you went to the Fast and Furious thing, but it was PDR tech vans. I don't know. Have you ever seen that, Myke?
PDR Tech fans.
Yeah. Well, they had a group. I saw a Facebook post, and they had a bunch of groups of PDR techs with all their vans all tricked out, and it was like the rally you went to, but PDR vans.
Oh, dude, they have some of the sickest vehicles out there, dude. Like I would love any of the vans, dude. Like, right, Andrew? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's up your scene, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And I have a feeling that a lot of those guys make some of their own tools, just because they don't have the access to them. I mean,
their culture, they look at any industry and they always make it better usually. And I'm just surprised that we haven't seen innovation out of Japan and seen stuff, because I would be really intrigued by all that.
Me too. Awesome.
Why would you though, when everyone's copying you and China is just not too far away, and you got Temu.
That's
and
true.
freaking, I mean, I'm kind of irritated about it, but at the same time, I'm seeing things. Maybe that'll be another podcast or whatnot. But
Japan
I'm
knows how to
seeing
forge,
things.
though.
What's that?
And they know how to forge tools. They forge a samurai sword, and forging a tool.
Okay, Daniel, it looks like you got something to do. You need to go to Japan and forge a tool, dude.
Heck yeah, you should have came with us.
I know. I'm gonna go.
Daniel
I'm
would be a
gonna
little
go.
kid, dude. You know who was worse than you this time? Cole Fox.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he was on a mission for Transformers, and that guy was gone,
really?
dude. Like, he had 3 speeds, here, there, and gone. And he was a kid in a candy store. He had a smile on his face the whole time. I don't think you've ever seen Cole smile ever until he
I've
was
seen
in
it
Japan.
once.
Yeah, but Cole's a good friend of mine, but he was freaking just.
Did you go to see that big giant? They have that like 10-story transformer thing that you can go It's like an amusement park or something, but they
Let
have
me
a
tell you
transformer
something,
that's
Daniel. You wouldn't know what
big
to
as
do when you
Godzilla.
get there, bro. Like, it's so much stuff to do, and so what
Yeah.
you could do. Yeah, you wouldn't have enough time. I don't care. 2 weeks wouldn't still be
All
enough
you do
time.
there is eat, right?
Yeah, leap cheap.
I did.
Here's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. Like, if you thought it was going to be expensive in Japan, it was reasonable. Like, very reasonable. Like, you could eat really good at the local places, very cheap. Now, if you want to go get top end Kobe and Wagyu, yeah, you're gonna pay a little bit, but you ain't. It's not like Americans Wagyu, right? And they were really adamant and saying, look, half the places that you say that you go to that are Wagyu or Kobe isn't real.
Yeah.
Because there's only certain certified places in the world that can actually be certified to sell and say that they are Kobe or Wagyu. So,
but isn't the Japanese culture just amazing? You know?
Yeah, April's bringing something up that a video's coming out, and I think you saw it where I talked to Kenji and to Cole and Kenny and and Kenji's Yasu to go to it's called Muscle Girls bar.
Yeah.
And they slapped the crap out of me, Kenny. Cole wouldn't do it, and they almost knocked Kenji out, dude. So
y'all are crazy.
Did you see that video?
I don't really understand that, but okay.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Well, you have to be there. It's not like what you think. It's totally like the video's coming for the public to see on there. But yeah, it was good. But far as the atmosphere, again, like I think we're already kind of letting it out of the bag. It's if I highly, absolutely recommend going. If now they're not having it next year, it's every other year, so you don't get a chance to go every year. So.
Is that just a recent change, or has that always been that way?
I think, I don't know.
They had it. They had it in 18, and then 19, and then COVID, and then they had this one. I think the reason is it's just so much stress on Hiroshi trying to line everything up.
Got it. Yeah, it's understandable. That's good. Yeah. That's all right. Yeah,
you got to start somewhere, but he does an excellent job.
Yeah.
So let's go into. We know that Japan was a great event. Daniel, you missed it. Andrew, we know we had a good time. What, Andrew? Let me ask you this, because do you know anything more besides what you're doing? Is there any new things happening at MTE this year that people can expect?
I'm not in the loop on that one. Okay. I know they're having a detail.
Andrew's like, I just stay in my lane, man.
Yeah, exactly. I know they're having a detailing competition.
Are they?
I know they're adding that. But yeah, they always got something up their sleeve.
Yeah. April, I am not. I'm assuming you said you're thinking about Japan, but I think both of them have grown so much since the last shows, specifically MTE. MTE, I think, was 2 years ago, maybe 3,000, and then it's 5,000, dude. Like it's. I don't know what to expect this year. I just know it's going to be.
Well, I've heard they had a waiting list for vendors, which I don't think that's happened before. So that's a good sign. It's at the Gaylord, which I loved. I thought that was a great place. I know they're going to move it next year, but
I think the one that they're moving it to next year is my favorite.
Where they're moving it back to
Rosenberry or whatever that's called. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Are you sure you're mixing it up? Yeah, I think to me personally, Gaylord's it's
the bar situation
it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
It's nice, but definitely expensive.
And the bars are kind of like, it wasn't as concentrated for us to get together. It seemed like it was a little bit more spread out. You know, we always had one bar to go to.
Oh, April. See, you know what? Andrew, let me kick you off. Let me bring
April. Should have had April on here.
Well, April says more community nights at MTE. There's an 80s party.
I like that.
Two hotels to choose from. So Okay, that's a better option. Well, I wonder why they're having 2 hotels. It's probably so freaking packed, dude.
I think
Yeah.
they booked it up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Vinny says,
And a lot of people that didn't want to pay the expense, they tried to find a more reasonable priced hotel that would fill that, you know.
yeah, yeah. Well, that makes more sense, right? So, because beginners are broke these days, dude. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, no doubt.
so are veterans, man.
Yeah, no doubt. It's
They're
a
the
rough
meal
life.
checks, man. You remember they got them. Anyway, I don't go that way, so I better not be quiet. Dude. So that's an inside thing. Same here, Mike. Rose and shingle is the way better. Okay, Andy Patrick agrees with me. That's the word right there. Rose and shingle. You remember that one?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. So
I don't know. I like the atrium in this one though. I liked all that. It was more
It's
expensive
nice.
though, food wise and stuff.
Carbon Tech's
Right.
booth is going to be nuts this year. I don't think he has enough to friggin'. I think he's going to sell out in a couple hours. I don't think he's got enough
Yeah,
to those stands.
Those
I
new
mean, maybe he
stands.
does.
So
but
you've been using it for a week or so. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely. I think it's great. I am going to have him retrofit it so I can use any light I want, which is my mini lights, my small lights.
Mm-hmm.
And then have a Stucky light or have my Limited light.
What's your go-to light? Which light that you prefer?
It's not ultra. It's not anybody. It's not actually anybody's light. It's actually a homemade light. So Joe Garcia made it for me. So
okay.
Because here's the deal, you two guys don't have understand is that us line guys, we don't like dead spots in the middle of our light. We need the whole thing to be bright, right? No shadows at all. So we're the opposite, because shadows for a new tech you could throw it off, right? But I know I get flack for that, but I would love to see somebody see what we came up with and take it and do it. And I mentioned it a couple times to a few people.
Are you just putting more light strips in it or something?
So, huh?
Are you just putting more light strips in it? Is that the deal?
No, it's like a key light. It's like a key light. Exactly what a key light is, dude. Okay, so picture a key light. Okay, like your video light.
Yeah, solid,
and you put lines on it. You could put fog on it. It'd probably be a dope ass fog light too. Like you could probably spray it. It'd probably be sick as hell. Yeah. I haven't tried it yet, but it's bright, dude. Right, and you can use UCB or USB-C, right, to plug it in. I'm not saying go out there and make that, dude. I'm not telling you. I think the fog guys have great light selections. They have Stucky, they have Unlimited, Pro PDR Solutions. They all make great lights geared towards the fog guys.
Yeah,
but nothing's really geared towards the line guys, and that's why I use my own light. So maybe that was more than what you wanted to know, but that's the type of lights I use. I still use a Limited light because I can flick the lens out and go, if I'm making a big smash, I'll put the big fat lines on and it doesn't give me too much information. I just need enough information there just to see the big stuff. As I get smaller, the lines get thinner.
Gotcha.
So, all right. Stucky just came out with his cool light that he gave me for the thin lines. Dude, it's fantastic, dude. It's fantastic. Actually, super light, easy to put on the car. I like it. So I don't know. Pick your poison, right? If you fog guys have such a good selections of lights right now.
What do you think of the wheels on the Carbon Tech?
Great. It's not what you think. I could see some people going, even myself going, okay, how's this work, man? How are you going to move it forward when the wheels are going this way? Well, okay, so if you move the wheel this way, right, the main wheel will go that way. But on the wheels that goes around it are rollers.
Right.
So you can, when you go forward, now the rollers are taking over, not the wheel. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the rollers on the wheel go forward.
Where the wheels that we use and most of our lights like lock up.
Yeah. And it glides on any surface. Right. Yeah. So I tried it. It works on any surface.
How about going over like objects like cords and
good. The only thing I haven't tested is a battery tray on it. So I don't know what it's like for a battery tray on there. The base is very solid. I know Andy has one too. So maybe Andy said,
I
did he
I
say?
don't I don't like batteries just because they're heavy and it is harder to move the light around. So I have all mine are plug in from the ceiling for that reason. Um, but I am intrigued by the
Oh,
wheels
Crystal.
being able to move every way, you know. Crystal.
Like, I knew somebody was gonna I was waiting for Vinny to freaking give me a job, but it's freaking Andy. I'm buying another one quickly at MTE. So, oh shoot, you're gonna buy the new another carbon tech. Andy, do you know what the price is? Because what's his name didn't tell me. Todd didn't tell me. I'm gonna assume it's probably a G at least. So for that stand, I don't know.
I'll
So
look it up real quick.
I don't think he's got it on his website yet.
Oh, he doesn't.
No,
He
I
needs
think
to
he's
take
gonna.
some pre-orders so we can go ahead and jump on it.
I think that's what here's some crazy thing about it. What's up, Clint? I think companies get themselves in trouble when they do pre-orders,
Yeah, they can, I guess. They sell too many.
or
Don't
maybe
have any to sell at
they
the
don't
show.
have any yet, right? And something happened to their distributor or one part or something like that, and now I just feel like it could put your reputation or a bad taste in people's mouths when you don't deliver when you said you're going to deliver, and you're relying on other people, not necessarily you, but it's out of your
Right.
control. You know
Yeah,
what I
if
mean?
you're gonna do it, you gotta promise a price and date and be
Oh
on
shit.
it.
Be
Okay.
stocked up.
Andy says $14.99. Vince said 1,500. Oh snap, dude! I better give Todd a big kiss and freaking like
Heck
send
yeah.
him some flowers or something, man. Shit. Wow, dude. And I'm not, and it's worth it, guys. It is very well made. Okay, so basically, what this carbon tech rod looks like, right? You guys, I'm sure you've seen that.
Mhm.
But now it's glossy. Now he's able to put a high gloss around it. Still same strength, super
Yeah, it's
light,
gorgeous. No, there's no doubt about how pretty it
and
is.
it
Mhm.
extends and it doesn't tip over. And I was super surprised on that. Right, it can go 7 feet tall, and then you got your light that goes up like this tall too. So it goes over trunks, it goes over roofs. And then you can pull it apart. You can make it as short as you want. You can make it as tall as you want, and
Nice.
that's pretty good. So
Yeah, that's great.
yeah. Any tools you guys are anticipating to get or looking at or interest you?
I'm definitely in the market for new lights and new stands. I've had mine for, I don't know, probably 12 years. So,
I'm always interested in Slayer. I think he is probably the most innovative guy in the last few years, and I really like his thought process behind stuff and his integrity and what he's delivering his final product. He seems, I don't really know him that well, but he's putting out some great tools. I think and Dent Reaper too. John.
yeah.
He's always innovating. I got John's new crease tabs, and I'm loving those things. They work really good. The yellow ones.
Yeah. The step
ones.
crease
Yeah.
tabs. Mm-hmm.
They work really, really good. Yeah, Slayer. I think Slayer. He always brings something new. Last year he brought in that new cold glue slide hammer.
That was
I didn't
awesome.
pick it up, and I kicked myself for not picking it up. I'll pick it up this year, and I think it's one to get, especially for cold glue.
Okay.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Before we go any further, hold your thoughts, Daniel, and Andrew. Okay, and Vinny, if you're still watching, which I hope you are, and anybody out there, if I'm forgetting anybody about some people passing this year, I wanted to mention it before we go any further. Okay, I have a little something to read, and if you guys can just bear with me for a second,
Absolutely.
and I'd like to just mention these guys. So I want to take a moment to reflect on some extraordinary individuals we lost in 2024. These men not only shaped the paintless dent repair industry, but also left an enduring legacy that continues to inspire all of us. Kevin Halewood. Kevin was the first to organize a detailing and PDR event under one roof, a groundbreaking idea that has grown into events that attended by over 5,000 people today. His vision brought our community closer together, fostering collaborations and growth on a scale that we never thought possible. Lido from Dent Wizard. Lido's contributions to PDR are monumental. As the founder of Dent Wizard, he created opportunities for countless technicians. In fact, 3/4 of the retail PDR techs today owe their beginnings to the foundation he built. His influence shaped the industry as we know it today. Gary Hosing. Gary was a true advocate for the future of PDR through PDR Nation. A natural leader, he stood up for what was best for the industry with integrity for passion. His commitment to advancing the craft and protecting his future, or our future, was unwavering, and we are all better for it. Benny Miracle. Benny was a kind of person you present who walked into a room and he lit it up. His humor was warmth. His positive energy were contagious. Benny knew everyone, and everyone knew Benny. He wasn't just a friend to many. He was a beacon of joy and camaraderie in our industry. Kazmierz from Stanliner Tools. He was a pioneer who handcrafted tools that were more than just innovations. They were works of art. As one of the first to showcase PDR's potential on Dording.com, he helped shape the future of our craft. His unique tools and artistic approach to the repair set the bar for what we now see as the extraordinary capabilities. He showed us what we once thought was impossible could, in fact, be achieved. Each of these men had their own unique strengths, but they all shared one common trait. They made our industry and the world a better place. To their families, friends, colleagues, my deepest condolences and gratitude. Their contributions will live on, not just in the tools we use or the events we attend, but in the inspiration they've given to keep pushing forward. They were innovators, leaders, and extraordinary individuals. They may be gone, but they will never be forgotten. Thanks, you guys, for taking a moment to listen to that. So thank you.
That's awesome.
Well done. Well done.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, they're going to be missed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So going, and I mean, like, I'm not trying to disinfect, but I'm trying to, keep the positive things going, because I know that's what these guys would want us to do too, as well. Because Benny'd be like, "Hell, I'll drink to that." So, like, everybody is, I'm just trying to get some comments here put in here. Loved Benny. Yeah. So, gosh, dang, I got lost track of thought, which is normal. I mean, it should be here. So Kevin Hill, like, gosh, damn, man, dude, like, I don't want to try to tear up because some of these guys are really good, man.
Yep.
They are.
Yeah.
They left a special place in our heart.
And I'm looking forward to the new generations that are going to take over, and you're starting to see guys emerge. You're seeing a lot more podcasts from these younger guys, which is great. I love seeing that, and and some of the younger guys getting into tool making and stuff. I can't encourage that enough to see guys, what they can come up with and invent. It's great. That's the greatest thing about our industry. I love our industry for that. Every tool that you buy was made by a tech. It wasn't made by some corporation, some muckety muck or anything like that. It's a blue collar dude,
Yeah. Dude, that's why you go to MTE, man. You go to MTE to connect with people. You go to MTE, they say it's networking. I've been saying this for a few years now. It's not just networking, it's net worthing. right? Your networking
So much
relationships.
more than that. Yeah.
You still, I'm not going to be naive. I'm not going to tell you guys, oh, trust everybody. No, you still got to keep your guard up, because some people are they have hidden agendas and intentions, and some people are, for the most part, people are good. But you are going to get, if you've never been there, you're going to have a freaking fantastic experience, and nothing like you've ever had before. It's genuine if you let yourself be almost, can I say, vulnerable in a way, because when we're at work doing dents, and when back in the day, at least when I was, when I started in 1991, I had my guard up all the time, right? Just like, well, many of you guys earlier, maybe you veteran techs are watching, and you guys been in the game for 20 plus years or whatever. You had your guard up. You didn't want nobody knowing what you did, and you didn't want anybody near what you did, right? And if you saw another PDR tech, it was territorial. It was like cats seeing each other with their hair standing up.
Yep.
And that's what's great now, though, is all those walls are falling down. Guys are, I'm friends with all the techs around my area, and so are you, and that came out of you really doing all those meet and greets. You kind of started all that, and now everybody's doing it around the country, and exchanging ideas
You have
is
to.
what it's all
wouldn't
about.
you?
Yeah, it's all about
wouldn't you?
exchanging idea. There's plenty of work for everybody, and
Yeah,
that's what makes our industry more unique and even better.
yeah. Give yourself an excuse to get with other people. Now, I get it. Some people are like, I'm not letting people in my shop and I'm letting them see my business ideas and whatnot. I get it, but also think that I've learned how to balance things, right? So
Yeah.
there are certain things that you do keep secret, and
Secret
there are
sauce.
things
Yeah, you got to keep your secret sauce.
you got to have that. But for the most part, like everybody, like I could probably go hang out with Andrew in April a couple days, and I could probably take something out of their playbook and use it for me. You know what I mean? So I'll tell you what I've been doing, though, is laying back off social media for a little bit this year. Last year. And I just posted again because I started something this year I've been wanting to start is I want to make time for myself this year. Like before, I think what I've been doing wrong is planning work around my free time. Like, actually, I'm sorry, backwards. I plan my free time around my work. So I let my work dictate if I could go somewhere, or if I could do this, or if I can attend an event or whatnot. So now I have a calendar, and I put I decided to put sticky notes on it and just go, okay, this is what I want to do here. This is what I want to do here and here, and let my work schedule work around it. And that way I don't have an excuse to say I don't have time. So, and then I'm on day 2 of my changing my diet and my mindset and my with my a lot of mental things that I have to do to discipline myself. So yeah, that's been a very hard thing to do. As far as it's more harder than I thought on certain things. I won't bore you guys with the exact details, maybe in a later podcast, but yeah, I've been setting some small goals to help me achieve the big ones. So yeah.
It's a good idea.
So so this year for MTE, what are you most excited about, Andrew? Is there anything that you're looking forward to?
I'm excited just to see all of y'all and get to hang out and watch some guys fix some dents.
So when you get prepared for the show,
you get to watch some guys fix the dents. No way.
When you get prepared for the show, how much in advance do you get before you figure out what kind of cars you're going to get?
When we get to the airport. So it's
see what they get.
We're getting four cars and 2 trucks, but
okay,
what they're going to be is usually Sheldon picks them out, and we just have to figure it out. So
okay, yeah. How often
I
do you
wish
talk
we
to
had one
Sheldon?
car that we could get every year that would work, was perfect, but they're
Yeah.
all different now.
How often you talk to Sheldon?
Um, we don't talk a whole lot. I let him do his thing, and I'll say hey to him once in a while, and he says hey back. I did go to his house and fix a few dents for him, and in a couple of his cars, so that was cool.
Oh,
Where do
cool.
you live, Andrew?
I live in Dallas, Texas, and
I thought he was in Nevada. No? He's not in
yeah,
Nevada.
he's well, no, he's in New Mexico,
Oh,
New
okay.
Albuquerque,
Mexico. Oh,
Albuquerque.
Oh,
oh.
okay.
So that was a 12-hour drive, right? Isn't it?
Well, we flew.
I was gonna say.
We flew and stayed the weekend and hung out with him and his wife and fixed a couple dents and just had a
Wow.
good time.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you, Daniel? I ask you this because you're. What do you want to take away from MTE? What do you want to see? What are you expecting this year?
Well, since COVID, it's taken a while for the tools, the innovation to bounce back. And last year, you finally felt like it. Okay, it's bounced back finally, and it's starting to get momentum. So I'm hoping to see more momentum in tool designs and stuff like that. So, and I like bigger crowds. So I enjoy when there's more people there and more people show up. The good thing I think is that hail industries have had a couple good years back to back, so people have got more money to spend, and which is good for the industry and good for the show, which I really like. So and education, this last year for me, my biggest focus has been on how I run my business. I changed everything, how I run my business, which I've been telling you about. And I got into a CRM system and I developed my own CRM system and sharing it with a few people. So I'm really excited about that aspect of it because it's really freed me up on when I run my business. When I close at 5 o'clock, I'm closed at 5 o'clock, but my business is open 24/7 and it operates with some help of AI and with the CRM system automatically. And I don't have to do a whole lot. And I'm excited about sharing that with other people, which I really like. I also, I've been working with Mark Blem and I'm coming out with a mini balloon tip. He's going to probably have only a few sets. He's been having a hard time getting material. So there's going to be a few sets of these mini balloon tips, which are going to work really well in really tight areas like the edges of doors and stuff where a mini whale tail is too sharp. And I've only got one tool that I've been playing with and I'm really excited about it. So it's working really well. So I'm excited to see what he can produce and put out for that.
I think that's going to be well needed.
Yeah, it really is.
It's well needed. Vince wants to know if you hired a tech yet, Daniel, and Andy Patrick has a question for you. What platform are you using CRM, Daniel?
So it's go high level, but
Mhm.
I have a full-time tech at my office customizing it 100%. And it is the stuff we've customized and then we scaled it and then we made it better and better. What we're looking for is we need the two components that we have to add to it is hail and mobile. So if you have a shop, it's friggin' fantastic.
Yeah.
But we are looking for partners to help us develop the mobile part and the hail part. So if anybody's interested, reach out to me, check in with me.
Right on.
But
Right on.
I am to answer Vince's question. I put it out on my website. I haven't announced it, but I might as well announce it now. I'm looking for an apprentice. I'm looking for somebody young that wants to come in and learn the business, but eventually buy the business and take over, and eventually willing to sell my business to that person if it's the right person.
No way, dude.
Heck yeah.
I forgot to mention to you, Daniel. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But everybody, and Andrew saw this, dude. Okay, the beginners, in Japan, these were some of the best beginners I've seen personally. Do you know, there were two girls there, and one of the girls came in second. I mean, we're talking
Second in what? In the beginner class?
First. What's that? What?
Second in the beginner class?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay.
But this girl probably pushes better than most men. I'm not lying, dude. Like, and she doesn't look like a man. You know what I mean? She looks like she's a petite girl. And this girl it was a pretty sharp dent, wouldn't you think, Andrew? I mean, they weren't
definitely for
cake.
beginner.
And
And that metal's really thin too. So
Yeah.
you got to think about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She pushed that thing out in 5 pushes. She had like 80% of it, maybe 90% of it out. And then she got her blending hammer and she was across that panel and she was a dot, 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 dot. I was like, whoa, dude, like this girl is on it, dude. Like whoever taught her right to look across that panel, eye level, face was on there. She was just like, and to most people, she glassed it. We just saw a hair wiggle. And this other kid, you know, he was the one who won it was Maker's son. And that guy's actually participated in MTE, right?
Right.
The father?
Yeah.
I heard he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's great. Him and Simon did the tag team and tied for first on that one. And
yeah,
he's really good.
So you got some heavyweights there. But anyways, Daniel, that's coming on a video too. You'll see her. You'll be like super surprised.
I just love the women are in our industry. You know, I can't encourage that enough. I think that's great.
Oh, snap. Look who's in the one.
Christina. We love you.
Who run the world? Christina, look at that. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna get some jabs on you, Daniel. So
you run the world, girl.
yeah. Look who's the top dog right now, dude. Right?
That's
like
right.
Some of the best companies are ran by women. My wife can probably take credit for that too.
Dude, I got our Christmas cards. Her girls
my wife too.
Yeah, there you go. Right. All right. Hands down, the women, like that's it, dude. Like, right. Say no more. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Big Daniel Gromm.
No, I just got Christina's Christmas card, and her girls are so big now. It's like, oh my God, they're semi-adults.
Yeah.
I know. Everybody's growing up, man.
So any last thoughts or talks about the MTE, what's coming up? Andrew, anything that you like besides you doing your event? Is there anything you're looking forward to? Any tools? Could be anything. Anybody meeting? Like what's going on?
I always like to see what new tools are. I bought the Dent Slayer cold glue slide hammer this last year, and it's been awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's
I've
good.
gotten a couple of people to buy it. Yeah, it works amazing. And
What
now
tips do you use with it? Do you use the VIP ones with it, or
I use Sergio's cold glue, the blue one, and then the Sergio tabs. I actually drilled them out and tapped them and put where they'd fit the Dent Slayer, because it comes with, when you buy it, it comes with his tips.
Right.
But I just like the Sergio's tips for hail. They're real small.
So you just had to drill and tap it to like 5/16 or something like that, or whatever.
I think it was 5/16. Yeah.
That cold glue, the way it's used now, regardless if you're using a Dent Slayer or the fast PDR one, now Anson's got the mini one, right? Yeah. And by the way, the with the Pole Dog 2 works fantastic. I mean, all these are elite slide hammers. How good is it now, Andrew, to pull hail on rails with cold glue? Some you get out all the way, and a lot it's a huge assistant. I mean, like, geez, how much time are you saving compared to, like, let's say 5 years ago or 4 years ago?
It's a game changer. It's quite an amazing stuff. It, so I have my cold glue, the blue, in on my cart in one of those Milwaukee containers, and it was in the sun while I was in the body shop working, and it melted everywhere. And now all the stuff that was in that area, I can't pull it. I can't pull it off
Can't
of
get
it.
it
It's
off.
so hard. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
unbelievable. I don't
Yeah.
understand how it could
Yeah.
be that sticky.
Yeah. It's, and I was thinking to myself, gosh, when Glexo came out with theirs, right? And well, let me tell you a quick story. So maybe some of you guys heard it, but freaking Daniel Gromm about 10 years ago, maybe it was more than that. I don't know what it was. Sergio came out with this cold glue and he was out there doing a demonstration. And honestly, I don't think Sergio at the time really understood his own product of how he could do it. Right. And so at the time we were watching Sergio, he had all his glue on there and he was pulling it. And some of he'd pull a big, massive amount, some he didn't, but nothing to do with Sergio, not putting it down or anything like that. But for me, it wasn't a good enough demonstration for me to purchase it. So we're leaving. We're in the parking lot, all getting ready to go to the airport. This is me, Shane Roses, Daniel Gromm, and I think who was it?
Vince.
Another tech? Vinny. There you go, Vinny. And Daniel pulls this out. He's, hey, I got the cold glue. We all looked at him like, you what? I got the cold glue. I was like, you motherfucker, did you really? He goes, yeah. I'm all, you know what? I'm going to prove to you that, dude, you made a mistake. He's like, no, I think it's going to work. And I was like, all right, let's go. So we dent the freaking van with
You
my
put a
hand.
big dent in it too.
And I go, okay, come on. So yeah, you got to watch the video. We have no clue what we're doing, dude. Right. Daniel Gromm, we pull this out. We pull the Sergio slide hammer out, and we put a glob of cold glue about that thick. It's about as thick as a bed sheet, like bed cover, dude. Right? It was thick, and luckily it was warm out because it's Florida, and we put it on, and it snapped just good enough, man. It got like 80% of that dent
like
out. And
95%
was like,
of the dent out.
Oh my god! And that's all she
changed
wrote,
everything,
dude.
man.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for Daniel getting it, I don't know. It
But it was
been
the video you shot though,
behind.
too.
I would have been
It
a
was
year
the video
behind.
too. You know, the combination.
Yeah.
It was a perfect storm, and the rest is history now.
Yeah. I had
still waiting for
Glexo
that
and
check to come in though. I'm waiting for those residual checks to come in. I haven't seen it.
That's right. Yeah, I use Glexo for like big dents and big soft spots and stuff like that. And the only reason I bought the Sergios for hail is because so many texts were coming in asking about it. And Ty Murray used to work with us. He moved to Montana on me. He bought it and started using it and got me hooked on it.
You know, you got to give him a lot of credit because everybody was starting to try to. I remember there was a period of time everybody was trying to duplicate the original cold glue, and everybody was trying to duplicate it, and nobody could.
Yeah,
everybody was getting it wrong.
They think of bugle tape.
Yeah, they're
nobody
got it right.
Sure.
And then he comes out and he improves it all with 3 different temperatures and really changed the whole game.
Yeah.
And I still think he's king of cold glue.
Okay. Yep. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I think it's, look, I use cold glue. I'm gonna get to this question right here, or this statement right here, Clint. I think just like anything else, I use Glexo still for rapid PDR repairs. What that means is I have big dents, because I don't, Sergio's can stick too much now. It's almost getting like hot glue now where it doesn't let go sometimes. Yep. And so anyhow, I use the Glexo and I use the Sergio's cold glue. However, I just used lately the Makers, and it's pretty good too. It's almost between Sergio's and Glexo. So it's got a medium pull, like it can pull aggressive. It still works good.
Who's Makers? I don't.
That's Vlad Meyer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyhow, Clint's right, dude. I remember I was so happy with cold glue when I first got it because of Daniel, and I was like, oh, and Sergio sent me some. I was like, oh, I got it. I got some. And I saw a guy who had a big dent, and I had it in my car, and I jumped out and I freaking took my cold glue. I think I told you this, Daniel, and I put it on there and I pulled it out. I was like, bam! Oh, there you go. I jumped back in, and the guy was like, what? Oh my, like he was like surprised, and I was just super happy to do that, dude.
I thought you were going to say you pulled a big glob of paint off.
No, I've done that too, but not as a freaking gesture, but yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cold glue, Myke? And I'm using sticky gum and the red one from Dead Dent. I haven't never tried that one on that Dead Dent. But yeah, Dead Dent. I never heard of that. I thought it was my favorite right now is got to be the Sergio's blue, the blue one.
Yeah.
So the Glexo, I'm still using that like almost every day on bigger smashes. That's his go-to is the Glexo every day. And honestly, the thinner you can put that glue on any time, the better it's going to work. Just so some of you guys can help you understand, if you have too thick of glue, what happens when you pull it, it's almost like a spring. It reacts and it has flex, right? So when you have too much flex or too much glue, it causes that big flex, and then you get a delayed reaction and it doesn't pull as hard. But when you have thinner, when it's really thin, there's no delay. It's almost like a stiff tab. And so when you pull, it's an instant pull, and now you get more aggression out of that tab and that glue. So the thinner you put it on, the better it's going to work, in my opinion. That's based on what I've been using. So yeah. Hope that answered your question here. Good evening, guys. 3D paintless. Well, what's happening? Also makes Infinity Hammer. Oh yes, that hammer is really legit. Anybody ever use that Infinity Hammer?
Yes, it's awesome.
You use it, Daniel? It looks like
sure I know what you're talking
ball on both ends. One's bigger than the other, and it's heavy. It's pretty good. It's really nice.
Yeah. One side weighs less than the other, so you can flip it around and feel like a little lighter weight.
Yeah, I wish I brought some tools. I am, by the way, might be too late to say this, but I am creating. I'm going to do another more different type of podcast. It's more about helping people understand the tools and trade of this company and this industry. And stay tuned for that. I'm not going to give too much details, but is this going to have some tools? Daniel Gromm will be a guest. He doesn't know it, but you'll be on there because I am going to be talking a lot about tools, and that's Daniel Gromm's area. We need to bring that back a little bit. Just bring a little bit of tool action talking. So yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't see that question. Revs pull, great. Probably the most consistent for me. Oh, that's interesting, Clint. I'll have to bug Anson for that, dude. So, are you talking the red? Are you talking red Sergio's or red Dead Dent? So, I just want to clear that up. I got the Infinity Hammer NT last year. Love the thing. Feels good in your hand. Yep. Andy Patchy, PDR tool time. Maybe it won't be a full throwback of PDR tool time, but it will have some of that. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add to this? Because I know it's a little bit late for you, Andrew. You know, April's probably got some dinner for you already, and she's like, "Come on, honey." Like,
hey, I gotta go home for dinner still, man.
Y'all need to get off the phone. Wow.
That was good. This is a good show, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, Andrew, thanks for coming on, man. Best of luck to you at MTE on your on the competition, setting it up. I know it's a lot of work. I really appreciate your hard work, yours, April's, and your dad. Your dad still helping you?
Yeah, he's still helping me.
Right on.
I don't know. They keep telling me we got to teach y'all how to do the things we do. So if we can't make it, so I think they're trying to get themselves away from it a little bit someday, but they like them,
right?
I know.
Yeah.
But they enjoy everybody, and
well, everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in. We appreciate it. I know I don't give people a lot of time to plan to be on here, but I won't be recording. I won't be live as much as I was this year. I'll be recording a lot of them. So I hope you guys can still tune in and watch those and whatnot. But thanks again. Happy New Year, everybody. We will see you guys, or everyone else will see you at MTE. Talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Happy New Year.
Good night.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Good night.